Yo, what's good? Welcome back to the Five to Life Fantasy Football Dynasty League. Shout out to the commish, Master E, aka Third and 10. This is a week 9 preview. I didn't have a video last week because I was on vacation, but whatever it is, what it is. Try to get this shit done before Thursday night football. Shout out to the winners last week, myself, Third and 10, Jobless, El Come Tortas, and Zeked Out. Matchup of the week. I was gonna make it between Jobless and 12 gauge because how close it was, and it was the battle for ninth place. But because of the rankings and how it is and how close it was too, the matchup got to go to Zeked Out and Mean Machine. I know Mean Machine was fucking cringing every time Tom Brady got the ball snapped to him, but in the end, Darius Slayton and Rob Gronkowski got it done for Zeked Out. So shout out to Zeked Out taking second, myself taking first, and everybody below. Biggest blowout. Myself versus Comeback Chris 77.70. Shout out to Zeked Out again for being Mr. Clutch in the NFL. Come from behind win in your matchup on Monday night. That's what's up. All right. Now to the next week 9 matchups. It's gonna be a pretty dope week. Another few tough matchups and a big matchup I want to talk about. But let's go this one first between myself and the defending champ, El Come Tortas, managed by Sergio. I know Sergio, he was a little worried last week, and then he had the big bye week blowout where he lost. He does have Christian McCaffrey back, and it looks like he's going to be playing. I mean, I'm playing against him. Of course, this would be the game where I play against Christian McCaffrey, but I don't know how much they're going to involve him. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people seem to think that they're just gonna ease him in, which would be the smart thing to do. But still fucking with the low volume Christian McCaffrey is like still a fucking beast. So I don't want to have nothing to do with that. Good matchups with Shepard, Cole Beasley. I know Chris Carson, he was a little banged up, but he's going to be good. Still another matchup good with Evan Ingram, who has actually been getting it done the past few weeks, if I recall. Yeah, I mean, he's been getting it done. It's solid, but these targets is going up right here. That's what I like to see. And I know Washington is not good up against the tight end, so should be a good matchup for Evan Ingram. Drew Brees versus Tampa Bay. Even though Drew Brees has been struggling, he's still getting it done. His lowest was the first week, and that's against Tampa. You know what I'm saying? So it's going to be another crazy game, and it's a crazy NFC South matchup. As you guys know, I'm a Saints fan myself. But if I had to say, I think Michael Thomas is back, and it's going to be a high-scoring game. Drew already has played against them once. They got the ball rolling. Yeah, he had a little shoulder issue, I think, earlier this week, but should be fine. Same thing with Kamara. So I think Drew Brees he should put up around like 19, 20, if not more. So it should be a good matchup right there. Hunter Renfrow is the one I think he might want to look over. Of course, I'm just doing this. I'm trying not to be biased, and I mean, if I were Sergio Champ, I don't know about Renfrow against the Chiefs because but then again you are playing a lot of Giants, and I like Wayne Gallman, man. Wayne Gallman, every week I give them like a power rankings, and I give them like little updates or whatever's happening with the team, and I put Gallman holding his own like 13 and 12. That's a good. I mean, what are you gonna do? That's a good flex running back 3 option, 4 option. You know what I'm saying? He's holding his own. If he can continue getting that for him, that should be good. That's who I would start. But like I said, he already has too many Giants starting, and that's my rule. I try not to have too many players on the same team or on the same game starting up against each other, and if I can help it, CeeDee Lamb, is going through his troubles against Pittsburgh. Yeah, it's an easy scratch. Michael Gallup, again, easy scratch. He picked him up off the waivers, I believe. I know Alan Lazard is on IR, but I believe he might play tonight. I'm not too sure about that, but if I'm not mistaken, I think he might play. Burkhead is another good one too because he's getting that he's still getting involved in that offense. It's like I see he's not going to give you this. I mean, he might against New York, but he's getting those goal line offenses, and so that touchdown dependent. So it might be one with somebody that he looked toward too. Nelson Aguilar has been pretty good. I know he put up a fucking 0, but I don't think it's going to be like that this week. This was a weird game. That's why this game was like that windy game. I know you guys saw it where the kick goes from like all the way to the right and then fucking gets pushed all the way to the left and misses, So yeah, I mean he has some good matchups, good plug and plays. I'm not sure how he wants to play that, but yeah, of course, Chris Carson, Josh Jacobs. If Carson's healthy, play him. Jacobs, fucking beast. Evans, and I don't know how many points he scored. Yeah, he scores 6 points. I think it's gonna be around like 8, 9 if he doesn't get it like a touchdown with a few yards. You know what I'm saying? He's very touchdown dependent. These targets are going there, and fucking Antonio Brown has returned. You know what I'm saying? So that might have a lot to do with Mike Evans, targeting this next game. On my side, I'm going with Josh Allen versus Seattle. Seattle has been giving up them points, boy. And Josh Allen, he's been sluggish a little bit. I call it what it is, call it what you want, but I'm gonna call it sluggish. You know what I'm saying? Whatever you want to say, matchup, you want to say weather, whatever. I'm gonna call it sluggish because Josh Allen to me is the fantasy god. You know what I'm saying? He's a fantasy god, and I think he's gonna put up points today. I mean, this week, and it's a great matchup for him to start. Keenan Allen has been getting it done. Obviously, the number one target right there. I love Keenan Allen. I got Terry McLaurin and Antonio Gibson back from the bye week, and it's a great matchup. And Terry McLaurin, he's just been named the team captain, so shout out to you, Terry. And he's been solid too. Yeah, this Rams, it's 4 points it's whatever because Jalen Ramsey was on his ass, so you got to give him that. And I know I think it's Buda Baker. No, not Buda Baker. Who is it? I forget who it is. But the cornerback for the Giants is pretty good too. But still, I like Terry McLaurin's. Like I think he's a solid receiver, just like in the NFL. Like he's like one of the best receivers to me. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, like I said, I got Antonio Gibson back. I like the way that Washington is using Antonio Gibson. I think it's going to be more of this number, like 12, 14 rather than 20, you know what I'm saying? But it's a great matchup, and he has a couple of good matchups up until Pittsburgh, you know what I'm saying? So I'm going to be heavy on that boy. Of course, starting Kelsey. I don't know if I'm going to start Singletary, though. It's been the Singletary blues for me, man. I've tried to trade Singletary, for a couple of times, and it got vetoed. People say I'm taking advantage, whatever. But I've got the Singletary blues. He's a solid player. He's a good player, but a fantasy out. Like it's just he's not getting what you wanted. You know what I'm saying? I traded a first pick or a second pick for him last season. He had an all right game last week, but you want these numbers, that 14, that 16. You don't want these fucking 3, 5, 8s, 9s. It's and then the upcoming schedule, like Seattle is a good play for him, but I think Zach Moss, they're liking him a lot more too, so it's going to be split. So I don't like either of the two running backs, but then again, I think I might have to transfer over to TJ Hawkinson, but just this morning, or yesterday, I'm not sure, getting my days mixed up, but Matthew Stafford is out, so I got some thinking to do about, we got Devontae Parker up there getting matched up with Patrick Peterson. I got some thinking to do out there, you know what I'm saying? So, but I like this matchup going up against the defending champ. Always got to give your respects to him. But in this matchup, I do like myself, Keenan Allen, Allen Robinson, Terry McLaurin, Dalvin Cook, baby. Let's not forget about Dalvin Cook's game last week. I like my matchups a little, probably more than the champs, but if the champ can pull through, and if Renfro can get him some good points and a score, I think he can give me a run for my money. On to the next one. This next one is the big matchup, is what I'm talking about. I think that that this one can determine a lot of the placements inside of the league. Of course, you got number 2 Zeked Out, managed by Jack, versus number 4 Commissioner, 3rd and 10, managed by Eric Master E. Masai, Eric, 3rd and 10. He traded for Tom Brady, which is a great trade right now. Of course, he's got these weapons, and Tom Brady's been fucking hot. Tom Brady's, I mean, I think he's about to go fucking hot too, even with the Rams right there. And it's just like because those three-headed monster and four-headed monster actually. You got Gronk, you got Evans, you got Godwin, and now Antonio Brown to the mix, bruh. What the fuck? Why do y'all let this man do that? Like, fuck. Devontae Adams tonight should be a good one. I think Devontae Adams, no one can guard this man, obviously. Julio, if Julio plays, of course he's going to play him. Lockett should be a good play because I think Tre'Davious White is playing for Buffalo right now. I think he's back in, but I think that's a Metcalf. I think Metcalf will be shadowed by him. So I think it's Lockett's time. They take turns, So last time it was Metcalf. This time it's Lockett, Todd Gurley has been very touchdown dependent. I know a lot of people around the fantasy world, they don't like Todd Gurley. I don't know why. Atlanta Falcons don't like Todd Gurley. I don't know why. But he's getting it done. He's giving you solid running back 2 numbers. Yeah, like that high 23 and then that low. I think his fucking floor is like 12, 10. Like it's you live with that, especially if you have, a good solid receiving core like this, you know what I'm saying? Melvin Gordon is what I'm worried about on his side because he's splitting that time with Philip Lindsay, and Philip Lindsay's been balling, you know what I'm saying? But because of the bye weeks, and I believe he has gotten hit with injury. Yep, he's got hit with injury after injury after injury. The big one for him is George Kittle, probably out for the season. They said 8 weeks, but I mean, 8 weeks in the fantasy league that's a long time, bro. He picked up Logan Thomas off the waivers. I know he wanted to pick up Jordan Reed. I was talking about it with him or something. He didn't. And it's surprising because he's a San Francisco 49ers fan. So we'll see how that one goes. I think Logan Thomas is a good play right there against the Giants. You know what I'm saying? That game should be pretty good. I think those 2 teams are the Washington football team and the New York Giants are the best teams in the NFC East. So I think this should be a good ass game. This is another shaky one for him too. Deontay Johnson, he's been banged up, but when he's in, bro. He's in, and I mean, it's just the matter if he's gonna stay in, and it happens like that. And if they're all healthy, you got Claypool, fucking Claypooltron, Deontay Johnson, and Juju, not to mention Eric Ebron. If they're all healthy, like how does that affect his play? But it's against Dallas, so if he's playing healthy, you like Deontay, bro. I like Deontay. That's why I went away from Juju. I didn't want to be that second fiddle. You know what I'm saying? So he seems healthy right now. So I think he's going to play him. On the other side, you got Justin Herbert versus Las Vegas, baby. Justin Herbert has been fucking, for those of you guys who picked him up, I know Jobless had him and then Zeked Out picked him up off the waivers. Zeked Out might be the best waiver hawk this season because he's picked up who is it? Yeah, Robinson. He's picked up Herbert. He traded for Gronk. Like this dude, this is a league of no scrubs. You know what I'm saying? A couple of veterans in that going at it right now. He picked up Patrick, traded for Roethlisberger, so picked up Hasty. These are players and veteran moves that I like to see in fantasy football. That makes the leagues and the games more exciting. So Justin Herbert might be the fantasy pickup of the year. Always a start to me right now. I know around the world of fantasy, he's seemingly, it seems like he's going to be like a for sure start. Just, set it and forget it. Tyreek Hill against Carolina should have a big game. I mean, Tyreek Hill, obviously. Marquise Brown is the big one that's wondering. I know he was fucking talking shit to my boy Lamar Jackson, saying like, yo, target me more, give me more accurate passes. So up against Indiana, it's a tough defense, but I know that they're a tough run defense, and that pass, I think Lamar Jackson and J.K. Dobbins and Gus Edwards, I believe, they're going to run enough to open up the pass. So I think Marquise Brown should have a good game. Not like a fucking high ceiling, fucking 40-point game, but he should have a good, solid game. Godwin, if he's healthy, I think he has a solid game too, but he's going to be competing with Antonio Brown. And then, like I said, Evans on the other side, he's probably going to get the low end of it. But Godwin should have the majority of targets and catches in that game if he's healthy. It's a raining game in Tampa, so you might want to keep that in mind. Zeke, I put on the power rankings that is Zeke in trouble? Is this trouble for Zeke going up against a good defense all around in Pittsburgh? He's a little banged up. I didn't even see that. I didn't even see this right here. I think he should be fine. But as far as his fantasy play, there's definitely a cap. But I think his low will not be 5 or 7. I think his floor will be like 9 or 10. His high, he of course it's Zeke. You can never fucking put a cap on him. But I think this game it might be a cap only because of that defense and only because of the quarterback play. And they're getting the offensive line back. So I think that's good. Robinson said to forget it against Houston. Gonna be nice, but I don't know how he does in the rain. But this motherfucker is a beast, and I can't believe I passed up on him. I picked up Chris Thompson over this guy. So shout out to Zeke Dow for that. Traded for Gronk. Gronk should be good. If he doesn't score, he gives you a 9, 8, maybe 6, but whatever. That's what you bought him for. You bought him to be touchdown dependent, and he knows that. Zeke Dow knows that. He has a miss. He has empty flex. I know that he wanted to have Wilson Jr., Hasty, Slayton. I think I might put Slayton in there, but knowing him, I think he's gonna go Mike Williams. He likes Mike Williams. He plays him in games like this. I know he likes Slayton, but I think Slayton's gonna be the number 1 in New York, so I think he's gonna be shadowed, and I'm pretty sure he's gonna go Mike Williams. I'm pretty sure. I'm almost positive. If he doesn't, well, I'm a fucking human. Picked up Jordan Wilkins on the waivers, just to see little things like that is what I like to see in fantasy. So so this could be the matchup of the week. But if I had to choose and just based off of matchups, I'm gonna have to go with 3rd and 10. I like these matchups right here. I like the Devontae matchup. I like the Jones matchup. Lockett. Gordon's nice. I like the Thomas matchup. I like Johnson's matchup. Like he has great matchups, and of course Brady. But a couple of surprising players. If they show out, Zeke Dow could take this game straight up. This is a big matchup between 2 fantasy titans. You know what I'm saying? Next matchup is between 12 Gauge, managed by Salvador Delgado, versus A Team Has No Name, managed by Ray. Onto the Rays side, A Team Has No Name side, solid starters. I like his starters. He, like I said it before, I think he might run the table. I said it earlier, and I think he might run the table, but, injuries happen, things happen. The bye week happened. Galladay is going to be out. I'm pretty sure that hurt him a lot, but he still has some solid starters. Murray's going to be a beast up against Miami. Stephon Diggs is going to get his. I think DJ Moore is coming back to life, so he should be a DJ Moore what he got drafted for. Justin Jefferson, I know last week was the fucking weather game and the Dalvin Cook special, so Justin Jefferson should get back on track. Of course, Derrick Henry, big play. I had Damian Harris all season. I drafted him, then I dropped him, but then I picked him up back to get an IR. I thought he was going to be like a big piece. He is a big piece of that offense, but it seems like he's just that runner. They don't pass him the ball, they don't give him the work in the end zone, but he's still a solid, like a good player. I like Damian Harris a lot, especially out of college, 2 years ago, I believe. And this matchup against the New York Jets is perfect for him. So even if he doesn't get a touchdown, I still think he can get you 15, 16, and he might even get you a touchdown. You know what I'm saying? So that's a great matchup, a great play by Ray, and I'm kind of bitter about him picking him up. Hayden Hurst, a little shaky, but I think he's okay. Chenault Jr. was coming into the draft. This fool, I liked him. I wanted him. He drafted him, obviously, but I wanted him in the draft. I tried to make a trade for him. I couldn't. But the quarterback play right now in Jacksonville is not looking good. So I think Chenault Jr. is a bad play right here. I know he's going to be like, what the fuck do you know? But whatever. I think it's a bad play, but he doesn't really have too many pivot options. That's why I said, like, he has solid starters. It's just his plugins are not as good as he wanted. You know what I'm saying? You got I'm not even going to look this way, but you got Kenyon Drake, who's banged up. T.Y. Hilton, who's banged up, and he's not even been put in the numbers. Doug Freeman, he's banged up, probably not going to play. Kenny Galladay, not going to play. You know what I'm saying? So he kind of has nowhere to pivot to. Maybe Williams. I like that play because when you got a new quarterback, anything could happen in that game. So it is what it is. On 12 gauge side, he has Aaron Rodgers playing tonight. Uh, the news went out that Aaron Jones is playing. I don't think he got it yet. Of course, we all know 12 gauge is not really as updated as everybody else, but he still got some killers on the squad. And AJ Brown, my bad. He's a beast. He's touchdown dependent, but this boy gets touchdowns, and so it should be all right. Samuel, I know he's putting in Samuel because he wants to chase those points. If I had any advice to him, don't do that. Do not do that. I picked up Gus Edwards. DJ Chark Jr. I don't like that play either, especially in the rain with the quarterback play. Justin Jackson. Justin Jackson is a nice start, but you want to put Jones in there. Swift. I like DeAndre Swift in this game. He traded for DeAndre Swift. And I do like DeAndre Swift in this game against Minnesota. I think if he has another breakout game, it should be this one, even with a touchdown or not. I think it should be this game. Gesicki and Waller. I know he's going to start Waller. Gesicki has been at the beginning of the season. Last season, you've seen him. All right, this guy's a beast. Right now, you have Mike Gesicki at the beginning of this season. Very hit and miss, but it's been very miss. And now you got a new quarterback coming into the game. Might be, it might be time to say goodbye to Mike Gesicki. But the big thing, of course, with Sour DJ, you got Pittsburgh's defense up against Dallas. That should keep him definitely in the game. But I would like him to pivot, to James White, get Jones in the game because Jones is going to play. Maybe drop Dion Lewis, maybe put Hardman in for Samuel. Move things around to where it works out to your advantage to play these players. Like Gus Edwards should be a cool, Gus Edwards. The buzz around Gus Edwards in fantasy right now is saying, that he's getting that work. Yeah, J.K. Dobbins, whatever, but that Gus Edwards is getting it done. So he might want to move things around, take it to advantage. I know it right here, the matchup was whatever, the favorite, but I do, if just as it is right now, I like a team has no name, but if 12 gauge can move some players around to make it work, I like 12 gauge matchups with other players. But as it is right now, I like a team has no name straight up. So yeah, let's go to the next matchup. Next matchup, we got congratulations to Jobless getting his first win, first victory. I know you needed that, boy. I know you needed that. Versus managed by Junior, Comeback Chris, managed by Chris. On Jobless' side, of course, you got the beast-ass motherfucking Russell Wilson, beast-ass Metcalf. Always a start. I know I say it's hit and miss. It's 1 week Metcalf, 1 week Lockett. I think, Metcalf's still probably going to have a good game. Not like a fucking humongous game, but I think he's still going to have a good game. Juju should have a good game too. Dallas is giving it up. Dallas is just giving it up, like they're like the village whore. Everybody's getting their turn, you know what I'm saying? So Ruggs is a scary play, but I think Ruggs, it's been a while. It's been a minute. Yeah, look, it's been a minute for Ruggs. He only has one big game. Yeah, he was out these 2 games. Yes, he was just a rookie right here, and he's still a rookie, and it's like whatever. This is going to be a shaky matchup for him. If he can get Ruggs to give him at least, a touchdown or a couple of big plays, I think he'll be all right because on his running back now, he has Chase Edmonds. I think Arizona, everybody else in the fantasy world thinks Arizona is going to start pivoting to Chase Edmonds. They think it's going to be his timeshare. And the word on the block is that Chase Edmonds does not have a backup. You know what I'm saying? He's his own backup. So that's a great play right there. Great pickup. I cannot believe he picked him up before I did. I've been trying to trade for him. Yeah, he ain't going to have none of that. Le'Veon Bell. I think Le'Veon Bell is a good play. Let's see if he has anybody else. Kelly. Crowder's out. Williams out with COVID. Keenan Cole is not a good play. Julian Edelman probably out for the rest of the season. So I guess he has to play Le'Veon Bell. It's all right. It's no big deal. If they get to the the red zone and inside the 5, they're probably going to give it to Bell if they run it, and he might get a touchdown. He might get you 9 points, right? He might get you 9-10 points this game. So I think it's an all right play. Mark Andrews, of course you got to play him. He's in the game. Indiana is a tough matchup, but he should be all right. If he scores, he should, which he probably will. I think Lamar Jackson and the Ravens, they turn it around. They turn it around right here. So should be a good play. New England defense against the Jets should be a great play. Keep him in the game. On the other side, Deshaun Watson versus Jacksonville. I think Deshaun Watson's just based off of a base play, gonna have a good game. It's gonna be rainy, so it might be little dunking passes and little screens, and they're gonna run the ball. So it's gonna be a safe play to play Deshaun Watson. I don't know if he has anyone else. Tannehill playing against Chicago. Yeah, no, he's playing Watson for sure. Watson's a safe play. I like the matchup right there. He just traded for Robbie Anderson and Claypooltron. I know a lot of people were talking shit, including myself, saying like, "What the fuck? Why would you trade Amari Cooper in a dynasty league? Why would you trade Tyler Boyd? You know what I'm saying, in a dynasty league?" He's just trying to make a move. He's trying to make moves to win this time, and this is a move. It shows. He wants to win. He wants to win now. You know what I'm saying? So Claypool's a good pickup because he's still rookie. He's still gonna get that play. Robbie Anderson, I like Robbie Anderson in this game. I liked him the whole season. He picked up Marvin Jones Jr. I liked him until Stafford was out. Kamara, great play. Fournette, I think, is going to have a good game against my Saints because it's going to be run. It's going to be a tough, high-scoring game. It's going to be dirty. It might be the game of the season, like real straight up. It might be the game of the season. So tons of fantasy options in that game. It's going to be crazy. Noah Fant, I think Noah Fant has this big game that he's been waiting for since, week 1. You know what I'm saying? I think he has a big game against Atlanta. This is his squad, I think. You got Jerry Jeudy, you got Patrick, whatever, everybody else. I think Noah Fant gets it done this game. I think he has like about 16, 15, if that, you know what I'm saying? So that should be a good one. John Brown back from the fucking injured list. I know John Brown, a lot of people were like, what the fuck? Why isn't he putting out the numbers? Like, this is the numbers that he was putting last season. Like that, 15, 14, 16, 17, 13, like that. And then you got all this, the dud. But I think, when he's in, that he gets the offense clicking. It's another weapon for Josh Allen. And I think he gets it done. Against Seattle loves giving up points to receivers. So he's got to get it done. I would like to see him start Dobbins maybe a little bit. Maybe he throws John Brown where Marvin Jones Jr. is and put Dobbins at that flex. Because I think Dobbins, it's going to start switching, but unfortunate situation for him. This is kind of why I don't really, especially this season, I don't like to have too many players on the same team. Because look at this. San Francisco 49er players, COVID-19. It's not, especially this season, it's not a good look. With AJ Green on the bye, Lindsey a little banged up. He might still want to play Lindsey in this game. I don't know how comfortable he is, but yeah, that's a look right there if he wants to pivot. Mark Ingram, I would sell him, like straight up sell him. I was saying it, you should have sold him high. You should have sold him high at the beginning, but motherfuckers don't like to listen. So, I don't think anyone's gonna take Mark Ingram for anything good. If he doesn't sell him low, it's probably gonna get dropped straight up. If he doesn't, if it doesn't turn around, you know what I'm saying? So just off of matchups and if things happen like I think it's gonna happen, I like comeback Chris, especially if he trades in Marvin Jones Jr. for John Brown and puts Dobbin in. But like I said, anything can happen in this fantasy football. Let's say Juju goes for 2 touchdowns, Metcalf has a monster game, Ruggs goes for a touchdown. It could sway, but I do like comeback Chris's matchups in this game. So, so on to the last matchup. This is a big matchup for these guys. This can set the story in our league now is you pretty much know who's going to make playoffs and you pretty much know who's not. This is that middle ground right here, that 8-6, where it's like, you need to win. It's a must win. the top six go. So if P Top Kevin Bottom loses, it's going to be a tough one to come back from. If Mean Machine loses, and the way things go and up with other games, he might be in a troubled spot. But Mean Machine side, Matt Ryan should be all right because Julio's playing, and whenever Julio's playing, Matt Ryan should be good, right? Thielen, I think Thielen should be all right this game too because the last game it was that fucking weather game. Obviously, the number one in that team. It's a close number one though to Justin Jefferson. So Michael Thomas back. This is the one I don't know about because even when Michael Thomas comes back, the first game that he played, he only had three points, and this was before the injury. You know what I'm saying? So that's something to keep in mind. And I do love Michael Thomas, but these next two matchups are not as great as we think. But I do think you got to start him. You got to start him. You've been waiting this fucking long. This is more of like a fucking finally an anxious type of play rather than a matchup type of play. It's like Michael Thomas finally, motherfucker. Brandon Cooks should be a good play too. Brandon Cooks has been, he's been solid these past 3 games, and it's like something a lot of people took advantage of, when they picked him up off the waivers. I think Mean Machine drafted him, and then I think he dropped him and then picked him up again. I'm not too sure about that. Remind me, Mean Machine, if Mike, if you did that, I'm not sure, but I know he picked him up with his 3rd pick. So yeah, James Conner should have a fucking monster game against Dallas. This is the one right here, Clyde Edwards-Helaire. This one, if the split is straight like 60-40 or 70-30, I would be worried this season for Clyde. I know this is a dynasty league and he wants to keep him, but I would be worried this season for Clyde if that's the split, 70-30, 60-40. So, and then the matchup is good, but still. So I think this is the game where he's looking at Clyde where he has to pivot now. He has to pivot now between, Montgomery. Who else does he have? Zach Moss. Sanders might be back next week. Gaskin on IR. So he has a lot to think about it. This is the type of problem you want to have, though. With these type of players, you want to have these type of problems in this fantasy. It's not a bad problem, but it's something to look out, to keep an eye on and not to be too worried, but we'll see after the matchup. Eric Ebron should be should have a good game. And David Montgomery, say whatever you want about David Montgomery, but he's a solid running back 2, running back 3. Like there's nothing like this is his this is his floor and ceiling. There's no. A lot of people talk shit. A lot of people love him. And there's no one in the middle. Like I love him, and I've been trying to make a play for him. I've been trying to make a move for him for the past, I don't know how many weeks now. He almost had to deal with Sour DJ and with 12 gauge, and they got vetoed. Tons of vetoes in this season. A lot of people don't want people to win, hating ass motherfuckers. and then there's a lot of trades where people just let go through, and I'm like, y'all let that one go through? What the fuck? On his bench, has Antonio Brown. I would personally throw Brown in there. If he's worried about Montgomery, if he's worried about Clyde, I would throw my Brown in there. Why the fuck not? You got him. You know what I'm saying? Judy, he's not going to play. Mike Davis, I think he should have sold. He should have sold it already, baby. He should have sold it. But he rode it. He rode that wave. And as soon as McCaffrey coming back, I think he's still going to get some plays and some of the share. But Christian McCaffrey going to take over. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You're not going to do anything because the trade deadline is over. You're not getting traded. And it is what it is. You got what you got those weeks. And if you won, you won. If you didn't, oh, well. Jared Cook, I know he likes Jared Cook, but he likes Ebron better this game, obviously, for Dallas. Zach Moss, like I said, I think should be a good game. He's the one who picked up Jordan Reed. All right. And he didn't make a trade with 3rd and 10. 3rd and 10 is pretty smart. Mike's smart for picking him up to force that trade. I like that. I see you. And he has Gaskin on the IR. Matchup-wise, it's a little shaky on this side, just besides the Dallas matchups, you know what I'm saying? Hold on, excuse me. And Pete Top, Kevin Bottom side, of course, Patrick Mahomes. you're always going to start him. Calvin Ridley, questionable, but I think he's in the game. Of course, you got to start him, but I think he might. There was talk where saying that he might miss that game. So let's go to his other matchups. He picked up Larry Fitzgerald, which is, of course, I don't know why he would do that, but he got Amari Cooper. He's the one who had Amari Cooper, and in a dynasty league, you got Amari Cooper. That's a big win. Eckler should be coming back pretty soon. Kareem Hunt is on his bye with Nick Chubb, and Nick Chubb should be coming back soon. So if Pete Top Kevin Bottom gets this win, he can make a play to be like to secure his spot in the playoffs, because all these plays, they're great. It's just he needs this win. He needs this win. And I can tell these two both, and obviously I wouldn't make it the matchup of the week because of how high who was it? I'm fucking blanking out. 3rd and 10 and Zeke out is. Oh, what the fuck is going on? Because of how high that ranking is. But if they weren't playing, I would have made this matchup the matchup of the week, definitely, because it's another big matchup. DeAndre Hopkins obviously starting him. Will Fuller, I know a lot of people had a dirty taste in their mouth of Will Fuller, but he's fine. He's a good solid player. Look at that shit. That's like wide receiver 1 numbers. You know what I'm saying? So he should be fine. Rojo should. This game, I think Rojo should be okay if he's not expecting too much. If he's not expecting like a 15 or a 20. If he's expecting like a 10, 11, then I think he should be fine. David Johnson, I like David Johnson very much in this game. It's a rainy game. If he can stay healthy up against Jacksonville's defense, should be a monster game for David Johnson and Duke Johnson if they pick him up. Jonnu Smith has been quiet the last few weeks. I think he might be quiet this week as well, but he does not have a pivot, so I think he's going to play him. He should play him very well. Jared McKinnon should be a good play too, but then again, the way that San Francisco offense is, and especially now because of all the injuries, I think they're just going to split the time, man. Split the time with like Hasty and McKinnon, and they don't even have Ayuk now. Let's say they're just going to be very careful with how they play this game. So, but of course, you're starting McKinnon, should be a good play. But overall, if the matchups, and this is a close one. I want to call this one even. Like, I really want to call this one even. Like, this is going to be a scary matchup. But if I had to give it just off of names, I'm gonna give like the slight edge to Mean Machine, the slightest of edges, the 0.0001 slight edge to Mean Machine, just off of that Dallas matchup, baby. Just, you know what I'm saying? Sorry, James, if you think it's wrong, you think you should win by a landslide, let me know. But yeah, this one's gonna be a good matchup that I'm gonna look forward to. Of course, I'm gonna look forward to mine, obviously. But yeah, man. So this is that week 9 preview. Hope you guys enjoy the fantasy. Oh, and shout out to myself for reaching level platinum again for the second time. I had two week losing streak where it knocked me out of platinum back into gold, but now I'm back into that platinum, baby. Thank you, and I will catch you guys later. Peace.